Hi GB. So today I'm going to be reading you Ghost by Jason Reynolds, and I will be starting at the bottom of page 115. At the court, as usual, all the older guys were there running fives for cash. I knew some of them just because they were always there playing, like Pop, who was probably in his 20s or something like that. I don't even think he was anybody's dad, but everybody called him Pop anyway. He was a short dude with crazy handles and a mean jumper. He was one of those guys who could do all the tricks and stuff, shake you right out your socks like it was nothing. And Sicko was there too, but luckily for me, he didn't have his crazy dog with him. Sicko wasn't really that good at basketball, but he was super rough. He probably should have been a football player or a wrestler. Big James was there too. He was like the best player ever to me. He looked like he really played pro ball. 6 feet something, all muscle. People always said Big James played college ball but never went pro. I never knew what he did for a living. All I knew was that he was always at the court, dominating the game, taking everybody's money. So I guess basketball was what he did for a living after all. Besides the Hoopers, there was a whole bunch of other people at the court, just hanging out. Girls. Some were the girlfriends of the guys playing, and others wanted to be the girlfriends of the guys playing. And junkies. They'd just be zombied out, roaming around the outside of the court. They knew better than to mess up the game. They just walk along the out-of-bounds line like it was a tightrope, waiting for Goose. Goop was the dope man, who also happened to be a pretty good ball player. Super flashy, but an all-around nice guy. Well, except for selling drugs. The court was where he served, in more ways than one. I chilled there for a while, watching a sicko push everybody around until what always happened. A fight. As usual. Stupid sicko pushed the wrong guy, a guy I didn't know. And that guy pushed sicko back, and then Pop got into it. And then Big James. Then Big James's girl. And then some other girl. And then a junkie started howling like a wolf. And then I was out. By the time I made it home, I only had a little bit of time to kill before Coach picked me up. Just enough time to wash up, or as my mom says, splash some water on the hot spots, throw on some clean clothes, and give myself 2 spritzes of perfume. It was Ma's, and it smelled like flowers, but hey, so what? When Coach showed up, he hit the horn a few times, and when I didn't come right out, he hit it a few more times. I'm coming, I said, locking the door. Coach had his window down and was talking to Mr. Jefferson, the neighbor sweeper. At least that's what we called him. He basically swept up the street every single day, but it didn't seem to ever really get clean. There was always glass or paper or, I don't know, a dirty couch. "What's up, y'all?" I said to Patty, who sat up front, and Lou was in the back with me. I wonder where Coach put all the junk that was usually in his cab. Probably in the trunk, which was a place I never ever wanted to see. "What's up, man?" Lou said. "I've been around here before," Patty said, skipping the hello. "I can't remember when, but I know I've been around here." "Me too," Lou said. "Not really these parts, but my pops plays ball sometimes at the court down the street." "Oh yeah? I play at that court," I lied. Man, I was getting smooth with the lies. Just came from over there. Coach shook Mr. Jefferson's hand, then turned around to me. "Took you long enough," he tossed over his shoulder. Then he sniffed and sniffed and sniffed. "That's you smelling like flowers," Coach asked Patty. "Nope, that's Pretty Boy back there," she said. "Who, Lou?" Coach adjusted his mirror. "No, the other one," Patty said, talking about me. I couldn't even believe she called me Pretty Boy. I squeezed my cheeks to crush my smile, and before Coach or Lou could say something slick, Patty added, "I like it. Smells good." One more stop before the Chinese food. We left Glass Manor and went to the other side of town. Like the other side. Where the houses have yards in the front and the back. Where there are 2 or 3 floors and each kid has their own room. Even if there are like 5 kids, each one gets their own 4 walls, and everybody has a car, or 2. And there are driveways to park those cars in, and there are also basketball courts in those driveways, The kind you can move around and adjust to make it low enough to dunk on. No wig shops, no fish markets, no Mr. Charles, which had to suck. And as we pulled up in front of Sonny's house, a big brick castle with an old rusty car in the driveway, I wondered why Sonny didn't act like the other people I'd met who lived in his neighborhood. He was cool. A little weird, but cool. Coach hit the horn. Sonny came right out, tall and awkward. He waved to us. That funny wave he always did. Yo, Patty! You should get back here so Sonny can actually get his legs in the car, Lou suggested. I agreed. It didn't make sense for Sonny to be cramped up in the back with us. Plus, Sonny had already opened the back door on my side, and I just wasn't into sitting in the middle. Yeah, Patty, I said. That makes the most sense. I don't care what y'all do. Just do it quick so we can go, Coach barked. Patty turned around and looked us up and down. Ain't nobody sitting back there with y'all goons. I might get goon juice on me, and don't nobody want goon juice on them. What if I can't get it off me? Then what? Patty, Lou yelped. Patty turned back around, ignoring him. Patty, come on, I begged. Seriously? Lou whined. At this point, Sonny had already started stepping in, forcing me to scoot over to the middle. The middle sucks. It's where babies sit, and I ain't no baby. Sonny crunched and scrunched his body until he got all in there. It reminded me of this dude, Yogi Laser, I read about, who holds the record for having the fastest time to cram into a box. Crazy. Sonny's knees were smashed against Patty's seat, and he had no place to put his arm, so he had to put it around me. It was all just ridiculous. Once Sonny closed the door, which took 3 tries, Patty and Coach turned around to look at us. Aw, look at y'all, bonding like brothers, Coach jabs. Or like clowns, Patty followed with a hook. Just drive, please, I groaned, seeing Sonny smiling away like nothing was wrong out of the corner of my eye.